Welcome back. 2025 was an unusually strong year for games. The first quarter alone shipped 3 genuine Game of the Year contenders. The summer brought one of the best Doom games ever made, and a small French studio nobody had heard of put out a JRPG that quietly stole the year from everyone else. Today, the 6 titles that defined 2025 for me, ranked. I'm judging on craft, ambition, how often I came back to the game after the credits, and whether it actually stuck in the cultural conversation past launch month. Honorable mentions, briefly. Avowed's combat is better than its reputation. Marvel Rivals genuinely surprised me. Civilization 7 still has a year of patches to find itself. 6 picks. Number 1 is going to surprise a few people. Let's get into it. Number 6, Avowed. Obsidian Entertainment, February 2025. The first-person fantasy RPG set in the Pillars of Eternity universe, and a game that took the most unfair beating at launch of any release this year. The combat is genuinely good. The dual-wielding spell and blade system has more depth than the early reviews credited. The companion writing is classic Obsidian, and the Living Lands as a setting is gorgeous and politically intricate in a way only this studio still bothers to do. Where Avowed falls short is scope. It is not as big as Skyrim. The side quest density is mid-tier, and the protagonist's voice acting is divisive. But the to-the-point 35-hour run, with no padding and a real point of view, is exactly what most modern RPGs are missing. $70, frequently $40 on sale by now. Worth a look on sale, especially if you bounced off it at launch. The narrative payoff in the final act is sharper than the discourse suggested. Number 5, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Warhorse Studios, February 2025. The most ambitious medieval simulator ever made, and a direct, generous sequel to 2018's Underdog. Henry's story continues. The combat has been completely rebuilt around a tighter directional system that finally clicks. The alchemy and herbalism systems are deeper. The world map is now 2 genuinely large open regions you can travel between, and the side quest writing is honestly some of the strongest in any RPG this decade. The trial by combat encounter in Kuttenberg is a sequence I will still be thinking about in 5 years. Performance at launch was rough, particularly on console, but 6 months of patches have brought it to a stable state. $60. The DLC Season Pass is $20 more. Bring patience. The first 10 hours of any KCD game test you. The next 60 reward you. The bar for medieval RPGs going forward is sitting in Bohemia. Number 4, Split Fiction. Hazelight Studios, March 2025. The co-op follow-up from the team that made It Takes Two, and somehow they did it again. 2 writers, Mio and Zoe, get trapped inside their own competing manuscripts. One a hard sci-fi epic, one a high fantasy quest, and the entire game alternates between the 2 genres on a per-chapter basis. Every chapter introduces a new co-op mechanic. Dragon flying, time loops, light cycle chases, magnetic boots. Even the side activities are fully co-op designed. The Friends Pass returns, meaning only one of you has to buy the game. The other plays free, full game. The platforming sections are tighter than It Takes Two, the boss designs are more ambitious, and the ending hits in a way that earns its emotional crescendo. $50. The new high-water mark for co-op level design. The only reason it sits at 4 is the games above it are doing something even more singular. Number 3, Monster Hunter Wilds. Capcom, February 2025. The biggest single-player launch in Capcom's history, and the entry that finally brought the Monster Hunter formula to a fully open, fully seamless living ecosystem. The Forbidden Lands change with the seasons. Monster migrations are dynamic. Your secret mount lets you cover ground at a real speed for the first time in the franchise. The new focus mode rewards target-specific aiming on weak points. The weapons all got real upgrades. The insect glaive in particular has never felt better. There is a real argument that Wilds has the smoothest hunting loop the franchise has ever produced. The criticisms: the story has too many cutscenes, the late-game endemic life is undertuned, the PC performance was rough at launch but has improved, are all real. None of them sink the game. $70. If Monster Hunter has ever interested you and you haven't tried it, this is the easiest entry point in the franchise's history. Number 2, Doom: The Dark Ages. ID Software, May 2025. The medieval fantasy Doom prequel that should not have worked and very much does. ID's pitch: slower, heavier, more grounded combat with a shield system at the center. Sounded like it was in a drag of franchise built on speed. Instead, the shield saw is the best new weapon ID has shipped since the super shotgun. The parry system rewards aggression rather than punishing it, and the campaign's mecha dragon sequences are the most ambitious set pieces ID has ever attempted. The Mick Gordon situation means a different composer was on the soundtrack, and the music does land a step below 2016 and Eternal. The campaign also overstays its welcome by about 3 missions in the final third. None of that drops it below number 2 for me. $20. The most confident creative pivot a Doom game has made since the original reboot. If you skip this because the trailer looked weird, give a real chance. Number 1. Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33. Sandfall Interactive, April 2025. The debut release from a small French studio of roughly 30 people, and for my money, the most fully realized single-player game of the year. Expedition 33 takes the JRPG turn-based formula, layers a real-time parry system on top of it, and wraps the whole thing in an art direction that draws from Belle Époque Paris and surrealist painting in equal measure. The combat is genuinely a new thing in the genre. The voice cast is, even by major studio standards, extraordinary. Charlie Cox, Andy Serkis, Jennifer English, all turning in genuinely affecting performances. The soundtrack by Lorien Testard is the best original game score I have heard in 5 years. The story's emotional weight earns its third act. It is not a perfect game. The mid-game pacing dips. Some of the side dungeons are underdeveloped, but ambition and execution at this level from a debut studio on this budget is the kind of release that quietly resets what we should be expecting from the medium. $50. Game of the Year. Locked in. Don't argue. Play it. That's the 6. I expect arguments about Monster Hunter Wilds being below Doom Dark Ages, and arguments about Clair Obscur being at 1 over Wilds at all. Tell me in the comments. What's your number 1 of the year? Did Hollow Knight, Silksong actually live up to the wait? Did Assassin's Creed Shadows deserve a spot here? Did I underrate Borderlands 4? I read all of them. We'll revisit the list at the end of the year when the holiday releases are in. Next countdown next week, different genre, same approach. Thanks for watching.